Welcome to this episode of Crown Level Confidence, y'all. We're here, and I have the privilege of bringing to you the amazing, the unprecedented First Lieutenant Officer in the U.S. Marine Corps, Team USA Bobsled National Team Pilot, USMC Marine Female Athlete of the Year, and the brand new Miss Military 2023, Riley Tejcek. Oh my gosh, girl, so many titles. Welcome to the show. How are you doing? Catch us up. How are you?
Wow. First of all, thank you so much for that introduction. That has just been incredible. Every single one of those things. I'm just smiling ear to ear right now, but I am so great. I'm so excited to talk to you, especially because you were a huge part in some of those titles happening. So I can't wait to talk to you.
Yeah. And I, our podcast, if this is someone's first time listening, our mission is to help women worldwide level up their confidence in whatever area they need to level it up in, all the way up to that crown level, that optimal, I am me, I am here, like it or not, boom, this is where we're at. And so to be able to bring to the conversation women in all of their different walks of life and all of their different accomplishments, our goal is that something we say here will touch your life, inspire you as we, inspire one another, like how iron sharpens iron. And so I just cannot be more excited. As soon as you were literally crowned, I was like, yes, here we go, hit the ground running. She's got to come to the conversation. So tell us, I know for everyone who they haven't met you yet, you guys have no idea. This is an audio only podcast. First of all, Riley, Miss Officer, okay, is gorgeous. Okay. I apologize for not bringing y'all a video podcast because she is serving it up. Okay, I can see her. She's even got her uniform on. Like, wow. Like, don't worry, because by the end of it, you're gonna get her social media and you're gonna be able to click the link on the website to go connect with her and follow every little thing she does. I stay on her Instagram like, ooh, where's she at? Ooh, what's she doing? So, but I want you to tell everyone, right? Is it okay if I call you Riley?
Yes, please.
Okay, Riley, I want you to tell everyone, share with us, all the girlfriends that are listening, how do you even put yourself out there? Like take us in the life of Riley, right? Like you just woke up one day and was like, I'm gonna dominate the world in every category of my life, and here I am. How, like, as a little girl, how did you just know that you would be able to do these things? Or did you know it? Or did you have to figure it out? Like let us know.
Absolutely. So I think so much of being a woman and all the ladies that are listening, that's more what I want to talk about, is my childhood leading up and why I think I am where I am. So I remember growing up, my mom was one of the only moms in my neighborhood that wasn't a stay-at-home mom. And that's nothing against stay-at-home moms by any means, but my mom was the one who had the high-level paying job. My mom was the one who was traveling with her job to Europe once a month. And she was the one that wasn't able to walk us to the bus stop, wasn't able to go to our field trips and all this stuff. And I remember actually being so frustrated with my mom as a young girl, because my mom wasn't there to bring me snacks out of the bus stop and be there. And we went to childcare and daycare. But looking at it now, my mom taught me what it was like to be a woman in male dominated roles. My mom graduated college and grad school and had to work her way there because she was so poor that she had no choice but to get an academic scholarship. And then she has been with the same company since she graduated high school, since she graduated grad school, which majority of people have never done. She's been with this company for over 30 years. And last week just got promoted to vice president of this company. Wow. As a female. Yeah. Growing up, that woman right there is the reason why I never thought twice about not being able to achieve things because I was a woman. And so I had that mindset solely because of her and what I saw her do and what I saw her accomplish. And so immediately growing up, then I had the dream to become a Division I college softball player. And a lot of that was because my dad was a professional baseball player. So my mom always harped on me about academics. My dad harped on me about athletics. And I like to think I was that perfect blend. And then I got that college scholarship. I was there and I met a Marine recruiter who said, hey, only 6% roughly of officers in the Marine Corps are female. Would you like to become a part of it? And I said, absolutely, because my mom showed me other women in my life, softball coaches, mentors, you can name it, showed me that, yeah, I can be in a male dominated role and be successful. And then since then, everything I've done in my life, I decided to take risks. I decided not to put myself in a box, or because a woman haven't done it or someone that looks like me hasn't done it before doesn't mean that I can't do it. So I love to take risks. I like to put myself out there. If I fail, I'd rather fail trying than fail by not even applying or going after something that I desire.
Oh my gosh, y'all. That's the whole podcast right there. Have a great day. No, I'm kidding. Wow, you just mentioned so many great themes there. And I just love that your mom is one of your greatest role models. I can wholeheartedly say the same, because I mean, they're there, I had, a hybrid, upbringing with my mom working and being there, at different times. But through it all, no matter what she had going on, she showed me, different things. And those are very big lessons that we, get to get a front row seat on how to do things, or even how we don't want to do things sometimes. We get to lean on and glean from, their lives and what they've got going on. And as I journey into motherhood, barely just now, it's a lot, to think about, like, wow, this person is literally watching and looking at every little thing I do. Okay. So this is kind of cool because I know you a little bit different, in a different way than I know, the majority of the other guests in the show. And so if you guys don't know, Riley and I met because she competed, and y'all, she won, spoiler alert, the title for Miss Military 2023. So let's walk that back a little bit and share with us, what made you even decide to go for Miss Military? It's a new concept, idea, people hadn't really heard of it. Like, what made you decide, like, yes, I'm gonna do it, and clearly I'm gonna kill it?
Just kind of what we had just talked about was, I'm always looking for opportunities to share my story, to get what I'm doing out there, solely to inspire other people, not for any self-centered purposes, not because I want to wear the crown, which I will admit to an extent I do, right? But because I want other people out there and to be able to identify with somebody. Like I said, people ask me, did you want to join the military your whole life? I said, no, I never saw a female in a military position, let alone a Marine Corps uniform. So I'm trying to make that more normalized. I want young girls or other people to see that and not think twice about it because it's normal. So when I saw the opportunity to do Miss Military, I mean, I won't even lie, I was very intimidated because I was like, I don't know anything about pageants other than Honey Boo Boo, and my friend was one Miss Indiana, so I was like generally familiar with it, but I didn't really feel trained or like adequate in certain skills and functions. But what I love so much about it, and what's so near and dear to my heart as a Christian woman, is how much of that organization of Miss Military has a foundation on charity work and what we do for our community. And I believe that's what should be highlighted the most, is military women and veterans that give back and that are actively trying to bring people up with them because of what they were given. And when I saw that, I said, shoot, I don't care if I embarrass myself on the stage. I don't care if I trip walking in heels and don't know the first thing about how I'm supposed to pose or anything like that. But I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to try something. And I knew doing this, I would also meet incredible people, which I did, that, like you and so many others, I'm so excited to continue to be connected with, because that's what it's about, is inspiring others, uplifting women, empowering women, and then meeting other veterans and active duty members in the community and seeing how we can support each other from all different walks of life.
Wow. Yeah, I know you can't clap and cheer like as if we were in a studio, filming on TV, but you got to give it up for Riley, man. You have to give it up for her. Now, first of all, I feel like I could talk to you all day long, but we're gonna keep it within the time. But I have to say, you have touched on something, you've activated something that is near and dear to my heart. And when you talk about your faith and being a believer, like, oh, that's a whole other, I could talk on and on and on and on and on about. And so in your perspective, which is the only one that you can really have about your life, how has your faith impacted your journey, whether that's life, your career, how you see yourself, how you've built your confidence over time to where you are now? Like, what role does your faith play in that?
So this whole podcast is centered around confidence. Again, I can only speak to my story and what happens with me, but I have confidence 100% in who I am because I know whose I am. And what I mean by that, and peeling that back a little bit, I know that I am a child of God. I know that per scripture and per the Bible, that I was perfectly created just the way I am, that every hair on my head was calculated. The gifts that I've been given, the way my body's shaped, the way I live my life has all been done because I'm a child of a king. And because of that, I am royalty and I am perfect in his eyes. And that gives me confidence as I walk through life because I'm in sync with the Lord. And I like to say that we're walking this journey together for me to help serve him and to serve the world that's centered on a foundation of love, joy, kindness, and expressing this to other people from the fruits of the Spirit. And so I feel like I know who I am and I can put myself on a stage and describe these things because I have the confidence through Christ. Now, does that mean I don't struggle sometimes with my confidence or my self-image? Absolutely. I think we all do, but I feel like I have such a strong foundation and rooted in God that I'm able to go out and do things and put myself out there. And if I fail, then I know, hey, this wasn't God's plan for me. Or if I succeed, I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to do with this now? How can I further talk about you and glorify you and everything that I do? And I think that there was such a reason that I was called and met you and was involved in Miss Military. And I just want to continue to be a blessing as much as I can to other people and give back and glorify the Lord and let him know that I couldn't have done any of this, anything in my whole entire life without him, and all the glory to God and everything.
Woo! Wow. Yes. If I had a tambourine, it would be time to take up the offering, girl. Yes, that is a whole sermon. And I'm joking about it and it sounds comical, but it's true. It's true. Like, and everyone who's listening to this podcast, they may not believe, how we do, but because we believe how we believe, we're gonna give that honor and that glory, to God first and foremost. And so I'm so thankful and, to be honest, refreshed, to hear you say that, because, and again, this is a topic for a whole other day, but we don't experience that anymore. We don't really have those public kinds of conversations. People are shying away. If you think about, we're kind of in award season right now, like with the TV shows and the movies and music or whatever. And if you remember, or maybe you don't, I remember growing up, someone would get an award, like they would win a Golden Globe or whatever. And they would get on stage, they'd be all teary-eyed, and they'd be like, first and foremost, I want to give glory to God. And they'd be like their mom, and then they would say everybody else. And the first two are kind of just like non-existent anymore. And they're just like, I got to thank my producer and this person and that person and Netflix and HBO. And no one is thanking God, anymore publicly, how it used to be. And I hate to sound like one of those people that's like, back in my day, but but kind of like, and is it surprising? Because I know the word. No, it's not surprising. Is it disheartening? Does it make me a little sad? Yeah, it stings. But what I can do because of my faith is just be grateful and celebrate the times when I do hear it, or when I do come alongside of a woman of like precious faith and say, yes, like that's my sister in Christ. Yes, like let me give you a platform to give God the glory. So I couldn't be more proud of you. Oh my gosh, I knew you were amazing. So tell us, do you have a specific moment in your life where the light bulb came on, right? Because you're Riley Tejcek, like, hello, untouchable. But was there a specific moment in your life where you realized, okay, as amazing and spirit-filled and wonderful and loved and supported as I am, I've got to stretch to get to this next level? Can you tell us about a time, just maybe briefly, about realizing, yes, I'm confident, but I need a little bit more, and you had to figure out how to get there?
Yes, and keeping it quick, and I know not everyone might be able to relate to the exact event, but I think we've all can relate to rejection in some capacity. And so something that just comes to my mind from an athletic standpoint was I was so determined to be a Division I college softball player, and I was told by the University of Louisville and the University of South Carolina, which are two top level, incredible softball programs that I fell in love with, that I went to the camps, that I worked with the coaches in the recruiting process, essentially that I wasn't enough. And what I mean by that, and nothing against these schools or these coaches, was that, hey, we'll offer you like 10%, or hey, you can be a walk-on, which is essentially no scholarship money, and just to come in, and it's almost like you literally walk on to the team. And I remember being so broken and wondering, why wasn't I enough? Why am I not deserving of this? Why is this girl more deserving than I am? What could I have done differently? And at that point in time is when I had to decide that, you know what, I'm going to keep my head held high. I'm not going to let this moment define me. I'm not going to make that my identity. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to keep going forward. And I'm not going to seek revenge. I'm not going to live my life saying, well, I'm going to prove that they were wrong, because then I'm living my life based off of them. I'm going to go forward and be like, I'm going to be stronger from this. And God, if those are closed doors, then give me that next open door. And that next open door was George Washington University, where if I wouldn't have gone there, I wouldn't have met a Marine recruiter. If I didn't meet a Marine recruiter, I wouldn't have been in bobsled. If I wasn't in bobsled and a Marine, I wouldn't be sitting here from this pageant talking to you. So doors open the way they are, but we can, and not everyone on this listening might relate to not getting the college softball scholarship that they wanted, but we've all at some point been told that we aren't good enough, or some kind of rejection by someone else. And some point we've started to believe that. And I just want to just cast that out of everyone's mind, that you are enough, you are worthy, you are seen, and you are important. And just because one door closed does not mean another one will not open. And stand by, because something's coming.
Ooh, it's coming, y'all. You better be ready. Okay, you better stay ready so you don't have to get ready, because Riley said it's coming. I love it. I love it. I really do. Gosh, I need to listen to you all day. Because it's so true. You know, we all have faced rejection. We've all faced no's, or, you know, gotten feedback that we didn't want to receive in the moment. But you're right. You know, we kind of have to lean into the journey, lean into the process, and make progress, you know, instead of just looking around in the situation or being stuck in the result that we didn't want at that moment. You know, yeah, the trajectory of your life, you know, it could have been completely different if you were just so dug in your heels, or just so obsessed and the only one option, right? Instead of pivoting, is what I heard. You pivoted and said, all right, well, if that's not the fit for me, Lord, order my steps. What's next? And a lot of people, they get so stuck in the no that they don't even consider the next. So that's huge. That's very powerful. We haven't really talked about, we've kind of been skipping over this, the fact that you're the national team pilot for Team USA Bobsled. Like, that's kind of a big deal. You're several big deals rolled up into one, but I just kind of wanted to bring that back. Like, y'all, national, like, United States of America, like the whole country, y'all. She's representing us, okay, in the bobsled. And she's the pilot. Hello, like, come on, that's kind of a big deal. We've just been skipping over it, but I wanted to bring that back to the surface. She's a leader in so many aspects of her life, and we know clearly she's able to do it with the grace and poise that she is, because she's confident in who she is and whose she is. That's quoted directly from the source. So we've gotten to know briefly about all of these amazing things you've been able to accomplish in a very short amount of time. Yeah, you can't see the youth and the beauty I'm looking at. I mean, she's accomplished enough for like several lifetimes, and she's got a lot more life to live by the grace of God, of course. So, I mean, you probably get asked this a lot, but I'm sure a lot of people want to know, what are your next goals and desires? Like, considering all the different things you've dominated so far, what do you see on the horizon, or what's in your heart to make happen?
Yes, and I've thought long and hard about this, and there are several things that I desire, but I haven't been able to pinpoint my finger just on that yet, and that's why I wanted to share. My whole life has been so captivated in this thing, and I want to accomplish this goal and this goal. I know that a big goal of mine is to hit the rank of captain. As a United States Marine Corps officer, I should be selected for that and maybe pinned captain within the next year, which I think is a massive goal that I've been working towards really hard, is to be recognized as a captain in 03 in our military. I think is an extreme accomplishment and something that I'm working very hard towards, but I'm looking for that next thing, and I haven't found that yet. And what I mean by that next thing is what do I want to write on my wall that I want to accomplish? And one of those, and what I'm working towards now, is to be the first female Marine in the Olympics. So yes, I am on Team USA's national team and was USA 3. So I was ranked the 3rd pilot, and went to world championships and competed on tour, and have a long way to go in that. I'm proud of myself, but I have room for growth. And so in order to make it to the Olympics, I have to continue to be a stud athlete and just get after it. And it's no easy task. So it's not something that's guaranteed, but it's something that I want to do to be that first female Marine in the Olympics, to make a way where there hasn't been a way. And if that is not your plan for me, then let me know where I want to and allow people to like speak through me. If anyone has any ideas, I'm all ears.
Wow, Riley. Well, be it unto you according to your faith, girl, and I'm in agreement with you. Okay. Wow, that's huge. Okay, Captain Riley, gold medalist Riley. Okay, I can see it. You know, I haven't been involved too much in the Winter Olympics necessarily, but I can't wait to turn on NBC and see my girl up there competing. I'm like, what? It's a watch party.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me. Okay, so wow, so powerful. Like I said, in such a short amount of time, I am just one stop on a whole opportunity, you taking this nation and the world by storm. I just know, no, really though, you're someone who's very likable, very easy to converse with. You know your stuff. You know who you are. I remember being backstage with you, at the pageant showcase, and you're clearly a fan favorite. But me being, in the administrative staff, I couldn't really say that out loud. I can come clean now because my hands were clean at the moment, but in my head, I was like, oh, she's killing it. Because you were everything, that our organization wanted to see put forward, a positive, glittering example of what military service could be, like a great representation of all, our country stands to gain from people like you serving in the military, and then taking a step further to serving your greater community as well. It's no easy task. She's got like 7 careers, like hello. And she's still looking for ways that she can give back. And what I like, when I've heard you say, and maybe you didn't say this specifically, so let me not misquote you, but what I'm getting from hearing you speak is, you're aware that, perception is reality. And instead of making it a point to say, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 to be perceived as a role model, you're saying, well, look, I've got these ambitions, and in my own mission to accomplish them, I'm going to be cognizant of how I'm doing them, because I'm already aware that someone else is paying attention. And that says something about your character, right? Like, you should never give to be seen, but you should always be seen giving. right? Same thing with leadership, right? You should never say like, oh, I'm the boss, or I'm telling everyone what to do, or I want this position because I want, people to look up to me. No, you have the character and the wherewithal to say, and the confidence, the show. You have the confidence to say, I know that I'm capable and I'm qualified and I'm called to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to be conscious enough to do it the right way, because I'm aware that this is an opportunity for me to inspire someone else. This is a way, I'm a vessel that's shining a light, that's leading the way for someone else. And when you put it into that perspective, there is nothing that you can't do.
Yeah, and I think you said it perfectly. So many people, what do you do to lead? What do you do to be a role model? And I don't think you do anything but be you and do it correctly. And why I am the way I am is because I'm rooted in my faith. So you won't hear me curse because I don't curse. You won't, see me on social media post like bikini photos, not because I'm not confident who I am, but because I want to be seen as someone that's not just seen for my physical appearance. And I want young girls to know that you don't have to do those things to be likable or be beautiful. Like, you can still be beautiful on the outside and the inside, and people still see that. And that's no disrespect to anyone that does those things, and as if those things are bad. It's just, that's who I am. So that's what I'm going to do and how I'm going to live my life. And along the journey that I'm taking, it's not just for me. I want to do these things for others, but absolutely, I am aware that eyes are on me as a Marine officer, as a member of Team USA Bobsled, as Miss Military, as a child of my family and my parents, and a product of my hometown and of Christ. Like, all those things matter, and doing what I do is who I am. And along the way, I hope that people are inspired and looking and seeing that, I look up to her not because she has Instagram followers, not because I see a pretty face. I look up to her because of her morals, her ethics, how she conducts herself. That's why I want to be like Riley. And that's my goal and my hope for anyone listening or anyone else that might look up to me is I hope it's for the right reasons.
Wow. Yes. So y'all better search your hearts, okay? Who are you following her? She gonna get you right. Okay. So just to wrap things up, we usually have this part of the call where we get to the final word. And that kind of felt like it, but I'm gonna give you a chance. If you just have a final word, or just a short, like, little statement, like how you want the listeners, like what you want them to take away, just real quick, just off the top of your head, lightning round, what was your final word or your final takeaway for everyone listening today?
Yeah, the first thing that just came to my mind is confidence is controlled by you. I'm just going to leave you with that. Your confidence is controlled by you. No one can give you confidence or take away the confidence without your permission. So be mindful of who you're investing in, who you're surrounding yourself with, and knowing that that is something that comes from within.
Wow. All right, boom, she just dropped the mic. You'll be able to get in touch with Riley. We have her social media, y'all. She is blowing it up on Instagram. You can't miss her. So you'll be able to click the link in the description of the episode, and you'll be able to follow her as she journeys all over the world, okay, protecting us, entertaining us, serving us, all the things she does for us. So you guys better show her some love, some encouraging messages, and just make sure you let her know that she's appreciated. Riley, thank you so much for your time. I could talk to you forever, girl, but we got lives to live, okay? So you have a blessed day, and I'm sure we will be in touch offline. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.